Greetings, dear ones. Happy May Day. This is May 1st of 2021. A little pop-up update and energetic dive simply because the energies are so strong. We had such a powerful Arbor Day, of course, with both the beauty of the trees and the recognition of the trees and their power, and at the same time, here in my region, we had a very large windstorm, and so it brought down many of the trees. Oops. And many more people are going to be cutting down trees. And there is a tree cutting effort going on right now within earshot, so that makes things very challenging on the one hand, and on the other, I met the most amazing people yesterday with a huge plot of land in a nearby town that are attempting to hold on to it and really need community for many different reasons, but community, possibly community gardening, or just working with the land. We talked about doing a group out there and really helping and revitalizing the land to maintain it in its kind of half wild state, half developed state. And the owner really wanted to try and avoid selling to some of these big developers that are making just simply houses after houses after houses in the area. So we're going to be absolutely bringing in the energy of the land today. This is May Day. And while many countries are celebrating, actually had protests, riots for and on behalf of workers or rights in general, people's rights in general, the original celebration of May Day was a midpoint astronomically between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. And as with most traditions, that are very, very ancient, going back even before civilization per se. They were surrounding agriculture and the steps and cycles and seasons of planting, harvesting, etc. This particular date in time, or this particular point in the season, was recognized as the point where what you have sown in seeds into your fields was just beginning to sprout. And while we've had many flowers and trees here in the East Coast region already bloom and go through their bloom cycle and are now re-sprouting for their summer outfits, there are many that you can still see the tiny little sprouts or tiny little buds beginning to sprout or come out. Any of you who do any bulb planting know that, you know, that has to go early. And so the invitation, interestingly enough, as this is a date of sowing seeds and seeing the first little sproutlings, as is my norm every day, I am a firm student of Ernest Holmes and his writings, and every day I ask for some information for me. And I opened up the book at random, of course, and today the reading, before I even actually decided to do this pop-up energetic dive, the reading was about the universal creative energy and how you, everyone, can individually access that creative energy, that creative power, and design your life, design your work, design everything around you from that creative medium. And it talked about a farmer, and that although there is creative energy in the soil, as an extension of the universal creative energy, it is entirely up to the farmer what they choose, what seed they choose to plant. And so it talked about individuating this universal energy. For you have all the capacity and the power and the imagination or vision or idea of what you'd like to create, and you can plant the seeds, and you can then see it start to sprout, see it grow, fertilize that idea, and excuse me, and harvest, receive harvest from it. So the invitation today, the question is, what have you sown recently? What seeds did you plant, or what seeds do you wish to plant? Because right now we are in very, very fertile soil. Not just literally, but figuratively, because of the evolutionary leap process that we are in. Much was stirred up over the past several years of all of that which is detrimental to the creative soil, or blocks that creative ability. And more will be revealed, but we're at a point of cleaning. It's like going through your field and taking out all the stones, and breaking up the dirt and turning it over, right? That's what the past several years of particularly the past administration, political administration, was about, was, really turning over that which has been hidden for a long time, or that which we have kept quiet about. And now there's a planting. And interestingly enough, again, this week, there is a plan for the future that the current administration brought out that is about planting seeds of infrastructure and education, and really allowing people the space financially and physically, with many different programs, etc., to plant the seeds of their new life as we come out of this time of going inward that was quote unquote forced upon us by the pandemic. So it's a very powerful time. I invite you to, again, what seeds do you want to sow? What have you sown? Where are there little sproutlings starting to come up in your business, your hobby, your ideas, your physical body? And also, as far as the Gaelic cultures, this is Beltane, and this was a day of fire. And there were bonfires and dancing, and as usual with most of these agricultural celebrations, particularly at this time of the year, it was about fertility for livestock, fertility for people. What fertilizer are you using? What ground around you is fertile? Maybe it's an idea that you've been wanting to hatch, and ask the divine, ask the universe, ask your helpers to bring an opportunity for that to maybe be put on the internet as a business. And celebrating today is really, really important. Celebrating the blooming, the blossoming of spring, So I invite you to go cut some wildflowers. Some of the traditions of old were to create floral garlands or floral crowns, because they always crowned a May queen and a May king. Or make a floral basket. They used to make baskets or and fill them with flowers and go hang them on the door handle and shout. And if the person opened it and caught the deliverer, they were rewarded with a kiss. So a lot of these have to do with courtship and mating and choosing a couple. Um, Many of the celebrations today, if during the dancing and the eating and singing and etc., a an attraction was created between two people, then they could basically state their intention and then be married in June. And that's how we have come about with our tradition of June weddings. Is it began on May Day, and the whatever it was 6 weeks later to get married in June. Um, the Puritans, when they first came over here to the United States, thought this was all very pagan and unacceptable, and so the tradition wasn't firmly planted here, wasn't firmly set here as it was and continues to be in Europe. Many of you that are a few decades old have actually had the experience of dancing around the maypole. And that maypole was a tree that was brought in from the forest and placed in the center of town. And the dancing went around the maypole. Later on, it was done with ribbons. And if you've done that, you know that there's a process of going around and moving in and out and weaving a beautiful structure through it with the ribbons. It's a wonderful experience. If you haven't done so, and try in your way to maybe decorate. There was another tradition of decorating, making May bushes, and decorating those with ribbons. Maybe you have a bush or a tree that needs some care and some love today. Just go out and tie some ribbons or some colored string or anything on the tree and recognize it and celebrate it and give thanks for all the very, very many things that trees give us. Again, we've had a big storm in this area. A lot of trees and tree branches have fallen. So if you are able to, in some way, recognize, honor, give gratitude to a tree or trees today, that's how they flourish. That's how each one of us flourish. When we're in relationship and we communicate, connect, commune with, have a back and forth. So that's why I have my little flowers on today in celebration of May Day. And there's a wonderful word that surrounds this today, and it is celebrating nature's exuberance. If you're not familiar with the word, look it up, but it's really about, that life force. And yesterday's meditation was really in that, bringing forth that life force and the exuberance that, a bloom and a blossom, even a little weedy plant or something that you call a weed, has little tiny blossoms on it. And when given the opportunity and not harmed or destroyed, nature has this exuberance, this life, this expressing, this opening, this blossoming, this giving. So please have a chance and take an opportunity today to do this. Yes, and or start your own May Day tradition, and how you can play with and dance in and enjoy and have fun with nature. So, without further ado, I invite you to just sit on your sits bones if you can find them, and just going to walk through a very, very brief but filled and filling energetic practice. So, with a breath, of, at least in this region, this eastern region around Philadelphia, the air is clean. It's been blown clean by the high winds, and the air is full of freshness and newness and bursting forth of flowers and buds and sprouts, of food and flowers and beautiful fumes. So really allow yourself to feel your body, your senses, and come in you and allow that exuberance of your own nature to come forth. And it's not a question of visioning it, but really feeling into your body, feeling the excitement and enthusiasm held within each and every cell of your body, always busily working and adjusting and bringing in life force. So with each breath, just allow yourself to sensate and receive the powerful exuberance of nature, connecting with and tapping into your own natural enthusiasm, excitement. When you are in that space from which you can create, you can individuate the universal creative power. You are the medium wherein seeds and bulbs and ideas and dreams are planted. Maybe you don't know exactly what you want to do, but there is a calling, there is a pulling from within to express outwardly. Call in and call upon your helpers, your spiritual helpers, your ancestors. They too faced many, many, many obstacles, many epochs of deathing and challenges and tragedy. And that strength and that resilience and that call of life from within and from without. Call in and call upon the elders of indigenous tribes and your cultural tribes. For many millennia ago, it was all based in different tribes of peoples. Allow yourself to feel the power of these ancient traditions and ceremonies and celebrations. The energy and power is still palpable today, even though we have watered down many of the actual rituals or old ways. Dance. Dance with yourself, with the wind, with the sun, with the movement of the trees. With the blossoms, the petals as they blow. In the wind. Sit on the land and feel the exuberance of nature, allowing it to awaken and enliven your exuberance for life, for your life, for your choices, for your design. Let yourself feel that quiver of excitement and maybe even some anxiousness at the potentials. Always, should that come up, any anxiety whatsoever, look to the land. Put your feet on the ground. Lean against a tree. Listen to the sounds. Birds, the leaves, the critters, the insects. Smell the cleanliness in the air, or the flowers, or the blooming trees. Taste the fresh fruits and vegetables beginning to show up now. Or even that which so many classify as weeds. but that for many, many millennia were used for food, for healing. Knowing that you can drop back in, hear this, feel this, continue on in this energy at any time and for as long as you choose. And whensoever you decide to be more physically present, just know that all the energies will have been assimilated and incorporated. And if you so choose to come back to a more physical state in this moment, I encourage you to feel your body, perhaps touch it, rub your hands over your body to bring you back to more awareness and connection of this 3D world. And as always, it is with deep honor, gratitude, and love for your presence on the planet. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye. Happy May Day. Go a Maying.